Welcome to the Free Idea Podcast with your host, me, Damian. Now, with the idea on the very beginning, I'm going to start hard and strong. Nuclear American mix. You know, we can already build robots, we can already build them small, and I know for a fact that we are able to build them large. Why? Because I know we have tanks that weigh tons and they move fast. And we have those robots in the factories, that those robot hands that can move around pretty cool and super precisely multiple times. And then we have the legs of those little robots that can auto balance. And if we don't have legs, we at least have the tank wheels. You know how tanks don't use wheels, they use that little chain. So we can already make mechs. At least the torso would look like a mech robot with a missile with a rocket launcher on one side and a minigun on the other, like the one from Fallout, and the feet from a tank. But what's limiting us is power. Well, that's what limiting scientists, not me, not us, but engineers. I don't do that. Because if you use gasoline, it becomes too expensive. Diesel, if you use batteries, they become too bulky and they last too little. And if they get shot or punctured, they just explode into fire. So not good. Now we had a small, limitless source of energy, like a miniature nuclear power battery. You could have a robot of any size last for as long as you need it to last. And I do not know how submarines with nuclear power work, but I do know that the US already has the technology and has implemented it. A submarine that can last forever without ever needing to refuel is what I hear in the news all the time. They could be down there for 40 years in the water. The only reason they still go up is because humans need to go up to get some more food and water and entertainment. But imagine if you had a drone submarine that is nuclear powered. That little thing could stay there forever. Ever and forever, ever, ever. It could even just lay dormant as as a defense all across the water, wherever you want it to be, across islands, or under your richest port, or under your enemy country, or even your friend's country. You could have nuclear powered little submarine drones, and I think that's what would change warfare a lot. Consumerism would also change it a lot. Finally, we'll have phones that last more than a day, and watches that last more than 7 or 4. But it'll be kind of odd. I don't know how that would work. Nuclear power batteries. But for weapons of war, definitely doable. And we could finally fulfill that dream of having big old robots walking and then people piloting big robots like Titanfall, the video game. That'd be cool. Like this other video game I used to play in the PlayStation 2, which was robots versus monsters, or it was just giant creatures in the city, demolishing the city, and the goal was to kill the other opponent. Everybody was failed experiments, kind of like classic movies. It was like a classic movie video game with the stories and the menus. So fun. I don't even know what the name was, but Rampage maybe? No, Rampage is another one from the Nintendo 64. That one was also fun. Back in the day, we had a lot of video games where giant monsters destroyed cities. We also had Destroy All Humans. That video game was also about destroying cities. I think there was a robot in that video game too, the final boss, that big one. And some enemies, I think, too. The first enemies were big robots. That's it for that one. I think it's cool. And for the moment being, we don't have that, but we can have something similar. How about I've been thinking this forever since I'm a child. Gym equipment that acts like mech. So you know how you have that elliptical machine and the one where you run, and you have a couple where you just run and stand in one place or pedal in one place. I always imagine those machines, but with a robot layout, like driver. And in this one, it will have a TV and a bunch of controllers on your handles, and it'll be like you're walking a giant mech and shooting helicopters, skyscrapers, and defending the motherland if you want. I always thought that was such a cool idea to make gyms into video games, to mix both of them together. I always thought that would motivate a lot of people to go gym. It definitely would be fun to exercise and play video games at the same time. We already have machines where you run and watch a movie at the same time, but I'm talking about machines where you control a mic according to your movements and you have like little arrows. It's all buttons, no levers. I mean levers probably, but no wheels. You know, the ones for controllers like the PS4 wheel and the Xbox wheel because those things break super easy and it's a public gym, everybody uses it. So some hard buttons probably. Although they could break once in a while. So that's something. Okay. But how about we don't have the technology to do that because we don't. We don't have nobody motivated to do it. So instead, we have the same elliptical machine for the gym, but now you put the virtual reality Oculus Quest from Facebook on your head, those VR goggles, and you can imagine anything you want to imagine through that Quest, and you just implement it with a gym machine. So I think they call it virtual reality. So imagine virtual reality using that for your gym equipment, so you could turn any equipment into a video game rather than turning the equipment itself into a video game, which would take a lot more effort from companies and engineers to come up with a design that doesn't break so easily by people. Instead, just put on the goggles and any machine, including your home, can become a video game. Somebody will come up with an app that can look at your elliptical machine, your running machine, and would make a layout for a video game. There would be a high score on the side of your screen. There would be some mileages to, like some goals to complete, some trophies, maybe some zombies chasing you if you want. Maybe you have a gun with you and you shoot the zombies as you run forward. You try to shoot as many zombies as you can. Or if you can just shoot little boxes that float in the air for people that like to practice their target as they run. You could just grab things that are flying in the air, like cakes and cupcakes, and just grab them. It'll be fun. You could have a chess match at the same time as you're running, or a cart match because it's all in the glasses or in the goggles. In this case, I think people are thinking there's a lot of expansion in this. You can expand a lot with the virtual reality goggles. That the technology is not there yet, but it will be, or it could be at some point. I know what bothers me every time people say that technology will advance forever and ever and ever and ever, ever and ever and ever. And they always be like, oh yeah, in 10 years, we will definitely have this and that. Sir, there's no guarantee that there's a tomorrow to begin with. We could be in a war with mechs against the entire country, nuclear powered. And then we kill all the scientists and engineers by accident because they were all became soldiers and targets. And now technology doesn't advance as fast as you thought or forever. Everybody is like, yeah, 1 point, 1 point, life is going to become virtual reality itself. But we first have to keep the scientists and the engineers alive. And we still have to keep our libraries and the internet in working. Because if we kind of kill each other a lot, then those scientists are not going to be able to do what they do. These people are, there's no way that technology advances just by advancing on its own. They may feel like that to the average man who's not working in any technology, but, and it also may feel like that because every country is invested in advancing technologies. But if at any point it just becomes unpopular to advance technology or we lose people, it's not going to advance so fast or none at all. We might, in fact, go in reverse. So no guarantees, but so far it feels hopeful that technology will continue to upgrade until we can have nuclear power mechs and gym equipment with virtual reality goggles that turns into a video game. All right, here's a silly idea. You know how every year somebody cries that the sea level is rising? All right, my wonderful idea here, listen carefully, is to take the boats out of the water. Take the damn boats out of the water, and the sea level goes back to normal. You ever been in a bathtub or in a glass of beer and you put some ice because it's normal to put ice in beer, and then the glass just all the water spills out? Well, imagine that glass is the ocean and that ice is boats, and you're putting boats on the ocean, right? So naturally, the sea level of water rises. I can't believe nobody ever thought about this. Everybody's like, global warming, our sun, our our ice caps are melting and it's making the water go up. But nobody thought maybe we stop putting boats in the water. Maybe we stop putting boats in the water. The sea level stays the same. I'm joking, by the way. There's no way I believe that. But you can try to fool somebody into that. It'll be fun. Hopefully, you didn't believe me. Next idea, and this one is really weird and it's not nice at all. It's extremely greedy, nasty, and serves absolutely no purpose other than to entertain. So hear me out. Ready? Coca-Cola and Kool-Aid flavor breast milk. You heard it here for the first time, guys. Free idea podcast right at your door. Are you tired of breast milk tasting like titty milk? How about making it taste like Coca-Cola? So you put milk, this breast milk, into that bottle for the baby, and you get this little Coca-Cola syrup diffuser that you just spit out into the bottle like liquid of darkness. And then you shake it, and it has all the daily calories that baby need, plus all the wonderful flavors of Coca-Cola and the delicious sugar that comes with it. Or you can get the sugar-free version for those that are on a diet. If your baby's on a diet or is pre-diabetic, just give him the sugar-free version. Zero sugar Coca-Cola. If Coca-Cola is not the preferred flavors, we know babies are kind of picky. You got Kool-Aid as well. You can get the red one, the blue Kool-Aid, any Kool-Aid flavor you want. Okay, maybe you don't want sugar because you're one of those parents. I get it. How about caffeinated breast milk? Are you tired of your baby sleeping? Are you tired of not being able to show off your baby every time somebody comes to your home to see the baby? How about you wish you could be out there in the streets by the red light, green light, asking for money, pedaling for it, saying my child is sick, I need help, I'm homeless, I have a baby, but your baby's sleeping too much, and and you just can't make it look like he's in pain out in the nature with you. So you want to touch the hearts of those people in traffic with their Cadillacs and Chevrolets and Fords, F-150s, and sedans and SUVs, Jeeps. Pay no more. Caffeinated breast milk or energy breast milk is for you. No more sleeping babies. Okay, let's say you're not into that. For some reason, I don't know, you're a bad parent and you want your baby to sleep. All right. By the way, I'm joking. I'm going to say that, but I think it's pretty obvious. Then give them chamomile breast milk. How about that? How about sleepy pill on a breast milk? Just do the opposite. Are you tired of your baby crying too much? Taking time away from your phone and your TikTok and Instagram and your movies and your YouTube? Are you tired of your baby just being a part of your life? Say no more and say yes to sleepy pill breast milk. These ideas are horrendous. These, these ideas are horrendous. That's why they're free. You get what you pay for. I'm here to entertain. But I swear, I give you one amazing idea once in a while that it's actually profitable and money wise, and then I give you a couple other ideas that are dystopian, horrendous, inhumane, The flavor breast milk is inhumane, but in America, I believe somebody has tried it. I haven't seen that product. I've never been in the baseball aisle yet, but I know for a fact somebody must have tried to sell a product once for baby flavor milk. I know how America is. If America can take good old bacon and then make it into Cheerios flavor or cereal flavor bacon, yeah, I definitely can do that with breast milk. It's just horrendous. Oh boy. And those are all my ideas for today. I'm gonna keep it. I started it strong, and I finished it strong. I'm not gonna walk you through more minutes of this, although I wish I could. But thank you for listening to me, and have a good rest of the day. And think about all my ideas; they definitely are doable. Thank you, and see you soon.